Welcome back to this devlog. Last devlog was about the combat system, and I decided to change it a bit up because I obviously got bored out of it and didn't want to finish it, so it barely works, and I really should be working on it. But so I decided to move on and start working on the world building because I was getting bored of just seeing a gray area, and I really just wanted to try and put the image of the game that I have in my head first on the canvas and then work on the mechanics as goes. I really didn't do a lot this month, and the reason being is because I've been busy with my classes, and I also picked up streaming again. If you don't know, I used to be a streamer before I started this journey, but I kind of missed streaming, so I started back with it. If you want, you can always check one of my streams out. I'll link my channel in the description. And yeah, something I really like doing is making my game look as gorgeous as possible. Before I was using my own cell shader that I created by hand for my main character. When Unity 6 released, the Unity Asset Store had a bundle which was rather cheap, and I decided to buy it for like 30 euros, and it had a lot of amazing stuff in it, including a cell shader, which I absolutely love. So I decided to add that in my game instead of mine, and just the overall look of the game just instantly changed. Comment down below if you like it, and if you, beside the cell shader, I also decided to work on the world itself. Right now it's built all by hand. I'll definitely change it to procedurally generated later on, but for the moment I wanted to make it by hand just so I can get a feeling of how the world would be. And if something didn't look right, I could instantly change it. After having added also so many trees and so much grass, the game was actually unplayable. So I decided to look into some ways of reducing the lag, where I fell into partitioning. The way it works is that everything I look at will be rendered and the rest won't. It's really easy. It's just baking the whole world in, but it made a huge difference in performance. After all the work I had put into the world, I still felt that the world was empty. And that's when I realized I was missing something. Something I had already added in the Unreal version, but hadn't thought about it in the Unity. And that was slimes. I had absolutely zero experience with AI in Unity. Actually, I have zero experience with Unity, basically in general. And after looking a couple of videos on YouTube, I still felt like I didn't know what I was doing. So I looked at some different options, and then I came across Skillshare, which is today's sponsor. Skillshare is one of the largest online learning communities for creatives, with thousands of classes led by industry experts across film, game design, illustration, and much more. Skillshare can help you take your career skills, hobbies, passions, or side hustles to the next level. I followed a couple of classes about Unity, and I came across this absolute master of a class. If you're someone who always wanted to start game development like me, but didn't know where to start, I really recommend you just to try and follow this class. It teaches everything you need. The first 500 people to use my link in the description will receive a month free trial of Skillshare. I decided to just make a simple AI which would follow me. For now it would be good enough, and I finally had my slime back in my game. As I've said at the beginning of this video, I really didn't do all that much. I know I promised that I would really work on it, but I really didn't have that much time. This is actually it. I don't have much more to show you. I'm also not going to be able to work a lot on the project for the next few months because I have my exams coming up soon, and I also have my tonsils which will be removed in a month. The reason being is because they swell up so much that I barely can breathe actually sometimes. So that's also one of the reasons that I wasn't really able to focus on the game right now, because I have a difficult breathing time. If you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate it if you just drop a like for the algorithm and subscribe if you want to stay updated.